Didn't
That's
get
not an ideal
disturbance.
break. He didn't
Nope.
get the
Maximum disturbance around the 9.
Didn't get the power, not near the power we see from a lot of the 9-ball players, and that's one of the Achilles heels coming from the snooker world. Didn't contact that 1 ball dead on the face either, Sid.
Yes, this lad matches some of the lad in play. Younger matches some of the great Taiwanese nicknames like Defensive Missile.
Well, as Steve Davis was saying, everybody watching every match right now, you need a computer to be figuring all this out. But every single rack that is played today, the last day here on Judgment Day, will and could well be a factor.
Absolutely, and he's nominated the push out, which is a challenge shot. Means I have a plan in mind, but Williams can accept it or not from the Cue of Thunder.
And I find this very interesting too, because as Mark looks at this from our overhead perspective, from a snooker world, you'd possibly try and put some distance between object ball, possibly hit this thin on the left side and bring the cue ball back down into this area. That would be a snooker safety. Now pool, you never know. Always a different way to play a shot.
And remember, always a different way to line up a shot. You don't want to be straight in on the shots here, as in snooker. You want angle on that white into every ball, because angle means position.
He's just trying to feather it. That was risky, and you can see that's a mistake from Joel Younger. Now, I started to talk about Joel Younger and his snooker background. I can tell you that he is a recent winner on the Oceania Tour. He will be joining the Professional Snooker Tour later in the year, and he'd love to be in this position playing Mark Williams. That'll mean he'll have qualified to the later stages.
Well, he also shares that magnificent dexterity with Quinton Han, who won the World Championship in multidiscipline.
Look at this mistake, a glaring error. Again, in snooker, you try to get close to the object ball. You don't need to be close on a pool table. The surface is so much smaller than a snooker surface. And Mark, coming from the snooker world, trying to get close to that 2 ball. It's all come amok for him. Now he needs to contact the 2, and that won't help him.
Ball in hand to the opponent. Ball in hand, unlike the rules of 8-ball, where you go back into the D or behind the baulk line. In this, the opponent, in this case the Aussie, has ball in hand, so he could whistle through by knocking the blue 2 onto the pink.
Well, the important shot here, Sid, isn't so much the combination 2 onto the 4. He's going to need angle on the 2, because you can see the red 3 up the other end of the table. And that's the one he's got to get down to. That red 3 ball, the opposite end.
5, I'll remind you.
This is the key shot right here. The 5 looks like it passes, certainly into the center pocket, the middle. Whether or not it goes into the same corner he's playing this too, well, that could really be a problem for young Joel as well. If that 5 isn't available, then position from the 3 to the 5 could be the key.
I think he wants position up there near the green. I think that clips nicely now.
And this shot will tell a story. If the 5 is not available to the corner, then he's got to come back up the table. He's having a look at even the billiard from the 5 to the 9. That's not on. This ball does not go to the corner pocket, but you can see it goes to the side, so he's got to try and bring the cue ball back in behind the 5 to the right side.
If he gets this right, he'd back him for the rack.
A little closer to the corner pocket than he would have liked, but he's on this.
And he's got a nice natural angle to land on the green 6. So it's going his way, this first rack.
It's all a matter of the pressure now. This is early days. Rack number 1 of a scheduled 9. It's a race to 5. And this match added significance for both of these players. It would cement their place in the last 64 should they win it. Mark knows that, and so does Joel.
At the moment in their league table, Younger's 3rd and Mark is 5th. So exactly right, Jim. The winner would have a little bit of cement.
But he would leapfrog Joel Younger. If Mark could win this, he'd leapfrog Joel and move right up. And you know, Mark, being from Wales, would like nothing better than to stay in this competition.
Well, he was a bit blasé in the early rounds, just sort of saying, you know, I'm in practice for this, I don't really care. But like Steve Davis said, once you get the taste of blood at this game, you love it.
Great shot from Joel Younger there. Beautifully played. He's got a nice angle on the 7 here. Just has to avoid contacting the 9. He's having a look at the path the cue ball can take up the middle of the table. And again, the danger here, he's got to avoid contacting the 9.
Yeah, taking his time and a massive experience in snooker and in 9-ball.
Considerably more experience in 9-ball than has Mark Williams.
Absolutely.
He's had some great results, and remember, a quarter-finalist here last year.
Yes, did very well too in the invitation tournament in Essex, put on by Matchroom. So he is a top player, and he's got a nice little angle to come down table for the 9.
Beautifully played shot from Joel there. A lot of side spin applied to that cue ball, and now just a matter of running the cue ball again off the 2 cushions and back out for the 9 to the bottom right corner.
It's not straight. He didn't want it straight. He likes that little snidgy angle.
Uses a snooker
wood.
cue, as does Mark. He fancies that, opposed to the pool cues. The 9 down. Joel Younger takes the opening rack here against the break of Mark Williams. An added advantage for the man from down under.
Younger has just taken the 2nd rack. Will join the match in rack 3.
3rd rack, Williams to break, trailing by 2 racks to 0.
And nothing down off the break again for Mark.
But not an easy shot on the 1 for Joel.
No, but again, a chance to really seize the initiative for Joel Younger. The break is so big in 9-ball, like having a big serve in tennis. Person breaking has a significant advantage, only if they've got a formidable break. It can work against you in this case, as Mark Williams's break seems to have deserted him.
That's right, he has had no velocity through the middle of the pack, i.e. the ball's adjacent to the 9.
Now Joel here with a choice. He can either leave the cue ball where the 1 is, or he can bank the cue ball up the table. Just, again, whatever he fancies. Either way, he wants to hide it, and I'm not sure he's done that.
No, he was looking to go beyond the orange. Tried to get the yellow 1 beyond the 2.
A possibility here, Sid, of a bank shot. If Joel can see enough of this 1, he could possibly bank it right over into the other corner pocket. That line's a little
jargon,
off.
the bank is a
he
double.
He doesn't want to be on that line, believe me. He wants to be on the 1 knocking it in, but this is just a question of whether he can see enough of the 1, and he can spin the cue ball with a little check side to straighten that angle out, but that's only if it's on, Sid. He could just feather it like Mark tried to do. No, he's gone for the bank. And what a shot for Joel Younger. It's all happening for him right now.
The key to the bank shot is the pace at which it's played. He played that reasonably softly and opened the angle slightly. If it hit too hard, it'll straighten.
Yeah, great shot there. Superb opening. And now it's manufactured a chance for him here in rack number 3.
The bank shot, when using some of the pubs I go to and play 8-ball, a rare occurrence. It's almost, you think of a chance shot. At this level, it isn't.
That's a horrible shot. He's well short of pace there. He needed to get that cue ball out into the middle of the table. You can see he might be snookered on the 3. And what a let off that is. He really did all the hard work, only to turn it right back over to Mark Williams. And what's more is hitting this and leaving it safe a problem. Now it looks like he's going to try and just jack up over these balls and play a lot of spin back into the 3.
Could go horribly cockeyed this, though.
Well, he's left it, or at least he's left a 3-ball combination onto the 8. The problem here for Mark Williams is not so much getting the 8-ball, but leaving the 3-ball on after he gets the 8.
It's his only option, the plant. Yeah, worked for him, works for Titchmarsh.
Couldn't have asked a better result there.
Has to do a little bit of thinking about the pink though. And its adjacency to the 9. Which pocket to take it in?
He's elected the side. You wouldn't expect Mark Williams to miss a pot. Not on this table.
Well, open, clear blue water here, like sailing on Penarth Bay. Straightish on the green 6, will that worry him?
Well, he should be just enough here to be able to push it off that top cushion, Sid. But this is the sort of thing that Mark has to do when he gets a chance. He has to be there for it.
Simple draw shot, the order of the day. Bit of low left English. Drawn beautifully. Got the pace of the table exactly right in the last 4 shots. This to peg back to 2-1.
A big one for Mark Williams there against the break of Joel Younger.
Welcome back to the 2002 World Pool Championship. Let's join the action on the main table.
He's going to try and leave that cue ball right over the 3, or is he going to just try and feather it in behind it? Well, that was a little riskier as he kept it behind the 2 now.
Yeah, ducked, as the Americans say, he ducked to the area near the below 2. So Mark is...
That's the
snookered.
situation. Mark's going to have to try and hit this off one cushion. A little more pace in that shot would have been ideal, because he could well find himself in trouble again when he comes back to the table.
Observing the protocol of the game, Younger tapped the table in appreciation of the shot.
Well, he's from a snooker background, Sid, and as we all know, the snooker players are total gentlemen. This is something that, you know, they've seen a lot of their idols, most notably Jimmy White. Jimmy is very appreciative of a good shot. And how many times has he declared fouls on himself in snooker?
Absolutely. And the great SD may not bang tables or wave his arms about, but the odd little grin of appreciation.
It looks to me, Sid, like he can bank this off of 2 cushions and try and get the yellow 1 ball back into the middle of the table and just hold the cue ball behind. Keep that cue ball wedged in. That shot looks like it's on to me. I don't know whether Joel sees it. Just keep the cue ball right there. Yeah, I'd have preferred to play the, again, it is a game of preference, and you really, different players have different feelings on how they see a table and how they read it. I think Joel would rather have had that shot over.
Slice.
It's a chance.
Goes for safety.
And again, look at the 1-9 here.
Ooh, yes. Blocked by the orange. I don't think the track of the 9 rightward is on. Is it?
Well,
it's from that angle it is.
It is half a chance, but there's a lot of distance between the 1 and the 9, and I'd be very surprised if Joel took this on. You can see the 1-9 is available, but again, look at the size of the space between them. The safety, a much better option here.
Leads 2-1. Does the man from Oz.
Such a big moment right now for Joel Younger. Awkward bridging. He just can't get a comfortable bridge with his left hand right around that corner pocket to be able to cue into the white comfortably. And he won't play the shot until he can.
Oh, he might be in trouble here. This might be set up for Williams.
I don't think he can see enough to make it, Sid. He can definitely hit the one ball, but to get to the left edge of it, I don't think so. But again, Mark can put a little distance between the cue ball and object ball. This is not far off being a dead-on hit and bank the one ball back the bottom of the table as we look.
Yeah, the full ball hit means the snooker options best bet.
He's having a real good look at it.
Well,
Quite sure he can't pocket this.
it's a pity as far as he's concerned, because the rest of the balls are 2 or 3 gimmies there. You see what he's seeing now. He's got to think snooker. Oof.
That was difficult the way he elected to play it. But it doesn't look like this one ball passes. So, nice little shot for Joel here if he wants to take it on. You can see the one doesn't go. But what he could do, he's got the angle to bank that one right down the table and take the cue ball off the side cushion and try and wedge it right in behind the 3. That's certainly a chance. Just looking where he wants the 1 to go. It looks like he's looking at the 9. He's going to play it towards the 9 and try and take the cue ball in behind the 3.
Aussie in play now, and he leads a 2-1. Race to 5. Well,
The safety game has deserted both players for the moment.
correct, but there's an aggressive option here.
There is on 2 counts. He could even play the billiard and punch the 8 into the side pocket. Well, he's gone full-blooded for the pot. And now a straight 2. That was a mistake from Joel Younger, and this is a glaring opportunity again for Mark.
Well, they feed them on cowl, that's soup and Welsh cakes and lamb here. So full-blooded, just the lads, the Welshmen, like a ruck and a fight on a rugby field, and they have been known over the years to be brilliant snooker players.
You know, this is a funny game, isn't it, 9-ball? Joel Younger was staring 3-0 right in the face, and a bad positional shot brought Mark Williams in. And now Mark looks good value to bring it to 2-2. How it can turn.
That's what makes the game box office. Fastest growing billiard sport in the world. 9-ball pool. Going mad on the Pacific Rim.
Nice angle to get the cue ball near the 9.
Tickles it into the middle. But has he got the legs? Ooh, bad shot. Wanted another 6 inches on the run.
It's a very fine cut to the bottom right. He's looking at the bank shot, Sid. Oh, he's cutting it into the side.
Oh!
There.
Yaki da! Say the Welsh fans. Yaki da, sunshine!
Rack 5, Williams.
Well, a
to
very
break, 2
interesting
racks
day,
each.
isn't it, to say the very least, as Mark Williams has pulled back to 2 racks apiece.
And he's got some extra past the end of the break at just the right time.
You'd like to have pushed that yellow a little closer to the corner, but this is half a chance. A very thin cut.
We're in the heart of Wales. We're in Cardiff, and a local boy is on the rampage now. World star in snooker, showing cool aggression at 9-ball pool.
He's had some great results here this week as Mark Williams. Very few really expected him to be a threat, but a threat he has been.
With every stroke, his corpuscles jangle with more warmth. Just like Davis, he lusts for the action in this game.
Now he can just feather the cue ball into the 9 and hold position to the 8. That was elected to draw on the other side of it, traveling with the cue ball, always risky when you can pop balls like Mark Williams.
Oh, working the angles like hypotenuse. This to go ahead. 3-2.
And the left-hander has his eye in here in Cardiff. He's enjoying his first lead of this match. He's taken the last 3 on the spin. Needs a shot on the 1. And he's got it this time, Sid.
Yeah, I think the line to the bottom right's blocked, but he can take it in the center.
Very controlled break off there, keeping that cue ball in the middle. Joel Younger has just seen his lead evaporate. And he's got to try and keep the pressure on Mark Williams. Not the easiest shot into the side pocket, but one he would expect to get.
There you go. Middle back. Played with power, which equals confidence. Good position as well. Bit of angle, bit of angle.
Good looking shot here, just pulling the cue ball to the side cushion. Now, he's been in this position before. He just wants to control that white right across the side of the table for the 4. And he would like a little angle on this.
Well, I think he's got about, what, 7.5 out of a 100-degree angle yet. He's got a sliver angle.
Very different than playing snooker. Anytime you're straight in, your positional options are very limited. All he can do is pull back now. He'd like to have been able to play straight on the 5 because you can see the 6, 7, 8, everything's in the open. The only danger ball for him here right now is he's got to clear the 8.
Coming in with deepish screw. Do you like that one, Jim?
Well, he's elected to keep the 8 out of play. Now I feel he's got 2 choices: to just draw the cue ball over the right-hand side cushion and back out into the center again for the 6. So just pull it over to the side cushion and back out the center of the table again, Sid.
Well, that's the first rule of the game with a bit of side. If you hold the ball in the white, according to hypotenuse and anybody in Euclid, the angles are more optional than anywhere else. It's a game of science, this. And never make it tricky if it can be as easy as he's making this look. Trickle in. Again, bit of angle.
He's come a long way as Joel Younger from Australia, and he's brought his girlfriend with him. Well, in fact, that's Mark Williams' girlfriend. Well, she didn't come quite as far as Joel's, but I know Joel's girlfriend's in attendance here too.
Yeah, she's just from Crum, which is down the road. Okay, is he gonna travel this one a few cushions to get position?
Yes, he's the wrong side of the 8, Sid, so he's got to force the cue ball around the angles a little bit here now.
Force follow it is.
That'll do.
This for a level game. 3 alike coming up.
We've seen some of these miss, though. He's got to keep his concentration. Everything will have been for naught if he misses this.
Heart of the pockets.
Mark Williams all set to break off. Rack 7, got the wing ball. But he's got a chance at the 1.
Sure has. The dragon has been stoked up on gasoline. Flame from the nostril if he gets this one, because it will leave him needing only 1 more rack.
Great shot, that one from Mark. He had to avoid that side pocket. Now he's in prime position to snatch this rack.
I don't think that's a very nice word, snatch. He will cruise, because this is a world-class athlete.
Well, this won't take long. Everything at his mercy right now.
As they sing in the rugby circles, I have a brother Mark, and his snooker playing's no lark. Tucks in the shirt.
This is the big shot right here. 6 to the 7. And nicely played. Mark looking full value. He's clicking on all cylinders right now, and he's got the break working. Well, that's ominous signs for anybody that's going to be opposing him in this tournament.
Yeah, this shooting could make Younger bitter.
This 9 to put him 1 rack away from securing a spot in the last 64. It's there. Mark Williams 1 rack away now. He leads 4-3. He's got a wing ball, needs to land on the 1.
Oh, that last trickle, very fortunate for him. I think this feathers in the 1 ball.
It's going to be nothing easy about this. A little harder and he would have landed on the 1, but as it is, he could well opt for discretion here.
But we could be gonna get the lip smacking, good stuttering, deciding rack.
And every mistake will be magnified. Every rack being watched by so many players in the tournament office, up on the balconies. They've all got their paper and their pens out doing the calculations.
And in all the pool rooms in all the world, from Cardiff to Calcutta and over the Pacific, glued to this tournament.
Just wants to try and bank this 1 ball. If he doesn't take it on, and he looks like he might be fancying cutting this in, got to be careful not to foul. That's tough. That really is dodgy.
I've seen more twisting going on in a wrestling ring with Kurt Angle and the boys.
I think he's better to just bank this 1 up the table, Sid. And just try and keep it. Bank it right up the table. Try and draw the cue ball back and keep the cue ball in this area. If he can put distance between cue ball and object ball close to where I've got the X's, he'll have Mark Williams in a lot of trouble. Let's see what he elects to do. And that's if he doesn't take it on, but he's lined up once. It's stretching over the table.
Yeah, Jim used to put crosses on maps for Long John Silver, but oh, well, he took the more aggressive option and he's dollied it up. Could be game to Mark Williams in about 2 minutes.
And should be. He was stretching out over those balls, and I really didn't think that Joel Younger was going to take that shot
You
on.
called that, Jim. You said the twisted body angle and all that might put the mockers on the shot. Face says it all.
He's in big trouble with a capital T.
And it rhymes with E, which can stand for exit.
That's not the best shot that Mark Williams is ever going to play. He's straight in on this 5. He's going to have to drop back. Just cleared the 9. That was nicely negotiated.
This is the sort of angle that the middle pocket takes easily and simple. Stop shot, half a roll to give him an angle. Mark Williams takes the match against the Aussie.
Big win that one for Williams. That should secure his place here past Judgment Day.